Hello and welcome to the Week 7 edition of the Wilkes Journal-Patriot's High School Football Rundown. I'm Assistant Sports Editor Brandon Marie.
I'm Sports Editor Zach Colburn.
And we're here to break down each of the 4 games involving Wilkes County High School football teams from Week 7. Week 7 marked the second week of Mountain Valley Athletic Conference play, and at its conclusion, just one team remains unbeaten. That would be the East Wilkes Cardinals, as they improved to 6-0 by taking care of Allegheny 49-0 on Thursday night in Rondo. Andrew Nance led the way for the Cardinals offensively as he ran for 106 yards on 9 carries and scored 3 times. Nance has now scored 13 times on the season, 11 times on the ground and twice through the air. Cameron Bryan, who ran for 61 yards on 11 carries, also ran one in for the Cardinals, as did Devin Couch. Alec Anderson scored on both sides of the ball as he ran back a 54-yard interception return and scored on a 13-yard run in the fourth quarter. Bryce Vestal continues to shine at the quarterback position in place of the injured Chris Ward on the season. Vestal was a perfect 4 for 4 on Thursday night for 82 yards and a touchdown, and he also ran for 52 yards on 10 carries.
While the Cardinals continued their perfect season, Wilkes Central's quest for perfection came to a screeching halt against Ashe County on Monday night. The Ashe County Huskies handed the Eagles their first loss of the year in a 35-7 game in West Jefferson. The Huskies scored the first 3 touchdowns of the game to take a 21-0 lead and made that lead hold up with the help of 5 Wilkes Central turnovers. The Huskies were also the first team that has figured out how to stop Eagles running back Andrew Bynum. Monday marked the first time all season that Bynum did not score a touchdown, and it was also the first time that he rushed for less than 100 yards. The Huskies held Bynum to just 35 yards on 14 carries, which is just 2.5 yards per carry, which is well below his season average of 10 yards per carry. The Eagles' only points of the game came on a 20-yard touchdown pass from Dalton Combs to Justin Parsons. Combs threw for 208 yards in the game, and Josiah Ferguson had 100 of those yards on 5 catches. Parsons added 73 yards on 4 catches.
On Thursday night, West Wilkes had a short turnaround from a Monday night game, and they fell to Starmount 47-7. The Blackhawks held with the Rams in the early going as Chandler Caudle scored on a 51-yard run to tie the score at 7. But West Wilkes held themselves back with nearly 100 yards of penalties and 3 lost fumbles for the game. Starmount took advantage of those West Wilkes miscues and went on to score 40 unanswered points. Alex Ortiz played the majority of the game at quarterback for West Wilkes as head coach David Hunt removed the regular starter Trenton Walsh in the first quarter. Walsh was banged up in last Monday's game with Wilkes Central, and Hunt described the move as precautionary. Ortiz looked to have scored a momentum-swinging touchdown just before halftime with a long scamper, but the play was called back, like many others on the night, for a holding penalty. For the game, Ortiz completed 1 pass for 10 yards and ran for 77 yards on 16 carries. Running back Cody Call ran for 74 yards on 16 carries as well, and Caudle finished the night with 75 yards on 12 carries. For Starmount, running back Brandon Prescott racked up 153 yards and 3 touchdowns on 15 carries.
Over in Elkin on Monday night, the Elks picked up their first win of the season as they took care of the North Wilkes 28-14. The Elks jumped out to a 21-0 lead, and that proved to be enough as they held off the Vikings' late comeback. North Wilkes scored its first points of the game on an 11-yard touchdown pass from Dylan Bogus to Daniel Pruitt in the third quarter. Pruitt later picked off Elkin's Bo Burgess and returned it to the 17-yard line. 2 plays later, Jarrett Grimes punched it in to cut the deficit to 7 points, but the Vikings couldn't get any closer than that thanks to 3 fourth-quarter turnovers. Next week, the Vikings return home as they will host Allegheny. Wilkes Central will also be back at home when they square off with the always tough Starmount. West Wilkes is set to travel to Ashe County, and East Wilkes will look to remain undefeated on the season as they head down 268 to do battle with rival Elkin.
As always, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at WJP_sports. And this has been the Week 7 edition of the Wilkes Journal-Patriots High School Football Rundown. We'll see you on Friday night.